What is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 26 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, I could not speak, and in this episode, we're hanging on by a thread. So, we're gonna see how far we can get. I believe we were about to find out what a computer virus does. A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that's from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. I like the implication they hang out. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money. Objection. You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program? I'm gonna sneeze so hard. Hold on. Sorry, I had 12 chicken nuggets before we filmed this. And what I do when I eat my chicken nuggets is I take the pepper shaker and the salt shaker and I fucking coat them. Because salt and pepper, as far as I give a shit, have no calories, right? It's a negligible amount of calories. People say sodium is bad for you. I don't really care. And I look at it this way. I can either have a spicy sauce that has no calories that is going to make it more enjoyable than plain nuggets, but less enjoyable than a real sauce, and I'm just disappointed. I can have a little bit of sauce, and it's still like a comical amount of fucking calories. Or I could have a normal, just one serving of sauce, and it's usually like 100 calories for like that many nuggets and the amount of like the serving, you know what I mean? So, what I've been doing is just coating that shit in salt and pepper, and then it just tastes like salty and chicken nugget. And it's good, it's fine. I can't do just like plain old chicken nuggets. It's gotta be something. Something's gotta be happening there. So I put a fuck ton of salt and pepper on there. The problem though is that I sneeze because I put so much pepper on it. And he said exactly. I don't know if I said exactly. Sometimes I'll pause to like check my phone and I don't remember if I said the line or not, so I'll just say it again. So if you ever hear like a double line, that's what happens. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he's by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. I've also drank, I've been putting my Diet Dr. Pepper and my Dr. Pepper Zeros into this solo cup. Because I tried it yesterday for some reason, I don't remember why. And I drink them so much faster. You know what I mean? And it doesn't, for some reason, the way I drink it when I'm just slurping it out of a cup instead of the can, it, like, doesn't fuck with my voice as much. Probably had, like, 4 or 5 today already.
It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us?
God, why am I getting fucking Gmail notifications? Anyways. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you know?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum! Someone should sue these HMOs!
Huh. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it!
Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't and neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly. The 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no other way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. And that's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Objection. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. Objection! But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Seems like we got him on the ropes.
Order! Order! Silence!
You's put on a good show, Spikey. If you want to stay alive in a loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Right?
Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? How in the fuck would I know? Oh. Right.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What? That's...
Let me save the game. At least I'm gonna save in spot 1, just so I've got a reference point. The truth.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Right. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen.
Objection. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him?
Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection! Have you no pride, sir? Objection. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court we deal with people's lives.
Mr. Godot is right.
Your Honor?
Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far!
You say he impersonated Glen Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah! Any second now, the fucking evidence is gonna come through the door. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You just got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre.
Hold it! Your Honor, sir! Wait!
Detective!
Detective Gumshoe! Sorry I took so long, pal! I staked everything on this! My badge, the works! So here it is! My heart's counting on this too!
What is it, Detective?
Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence!
Oh. What?
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results back from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle.
Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now?
You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So tell us, they're the tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right.
That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? What not? We need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it! Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This is our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time! It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe?
Maggie!
You've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry! I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. What do you mean that doesn't prove... What? What do you mean that doesn't fucking prove it?
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, right? Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Let me, save over every fucking thing. Because we were already at 4-2, so we've got to be, like, at the end. Like, we can probably clear it up this episode if I don't, like, flounder around. Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time he was gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt. Given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present the final piece of decisive evidence to the court.
Okay. So, that's the answer. I just want to review everything else and make sure there's nothing I haven't used yet that I should. I mean, they clearly, like, you're supposed to do this. I see no reason not to. This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle, is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Okay. Here's the thing. I think you're supposed to say potassium cyanide. Right? That's what you're supposed to say. Because we know it's his ear medication. But I think you're supposed to say potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You'll make a good clown, you know that?
What?
Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger. You're gonna get ripped to shreds.
The fucking Danganronpa school of catching criminals is so funny.
The cyanide bottle was brown. It was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Fucking got his ass. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Fucking. Though the jersey he picked was blue, and so was mine, so it clearly wasn't me. Got him at last.
What? Why is everyone going quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you, people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You don't know who he's messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit lawyer get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all! I love this part. This is my favorite part of them catching the criminal.
Oh, what's going on? It looks like a blackout.
Well done, Trite. Damn, did he just fucking summon the lights back on? I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it while you watch the police restrain your prey. Damn, they got his ass. Damn.
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot?
He is being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor.
Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake.
Indeed! He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal.
Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot.
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Another one down! Yeah, I'm the king of this shit, dude.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Damn, January 8th. Fucking end of the day, dude.
Mr. Wright! I'm at a loss for words! Thank you, sir!
Congratulations, Maggie!
I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal.
Wait!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, Well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
Wait up, Detective. He just ran off.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you! It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle.
That wasn't even of any use.
But
It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Poor guy. Aw, Gumshoe. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But on the first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
You didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. I do like this part at the end of the game, when you can give them little things. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you.
Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know?
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a little bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
So, how is it, Maggie?
It's really good.
Aw, that's so cute. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Aw, that's so cute. That's so cute. I love Gumshoe. Gumshoe's so cool. Maggie Bird's alright. She's a character for sure. But episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout, has officially ended. Oh shit. A brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Beginnings. Oh. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah, this is like the last one, and for some reason there seems to be something after that. I don't fucking know. I don't really know what's going on there. That's crazy. I'll give you a preview. The girl, let her go. Oh, this is like, what the fuck is this?
Shut up! Come closer, and I'll kill her!
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. This trial was a fucking doozy. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Name, Terry Fowles. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. After escaping, Fowles met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. God, the game gets so, like... It's so insane at this point. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey first trial. Okay, yeah, so this is February 16th, 9/24. Yeah. Okay, so... I know what you're thinking. This is a little early to end the episode. Here's the thing, right? This one, I remember this one, if I'm recalling correctly. This is like... Yeah, Turnabout Beginnings is, literally, I'm pretty sure it's just a trial. It's a flashback. So, this is a trial that happens forever ago. We're getting another Mia trial. If I recall correctly, you do this one to get, like, key information, a little bit of foreshadowing, and then the actual, quote-unquote, fourth trial happens. It's pretty fucking crazy. It's pretty wild. So, for now, I'm going to end the episode. We will start this in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.